My friends, today I want to remind you of the boundless power of faith, a power that can protect, guide, and deliver us through the darkest of times. In the book of 1 Kings chapter 6, we find a story that exemplifies the strength and preparedness that faith in God can bring, a story that shows His mercy for all human beings and His punishment for those who stand against His people. In this chapter, the Syrian king sent a mighty army to capture Elisha, the prophet of God. They surrounded the city by night, hoping to capture him and thus stifle the voice of God that Elisha represented. When Elisha's servant saw the surrounding forces, he was filled with fear and despair, much like we often feel when we are surrounded by life's overwhelming challenges and adversities. But Elisha, steadfast in his faith, did not waver. He prayed to the Lord, saying, "O Lord, open his eyes so that he may see." And the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. The servant saw the true reality. God's power and protection were far greater than any earthly threats. This vision of divine protection is a powerful reminder for all of us. When we are weak in our faith, when we feel surrounded by insurmountable problems, we must remember that God is always prepared to protect His children. His angels encamp around those who fear Him, and His power is an unbreakable shield. Not only does this story show God's preparedness to protect, but it also reveals His mercy. When the Syrian army was struck with blindness at Elisha's prayer, instead of destroying them, Elisha led them to the king of Israel and then prayed for their sight to be restored. The king of Israel asked if he should kill them, but Elisha instructed him to show them mercy, to feed them and send them back to their master. This act of mercy turned enemies into recipients of God's grace, demonstrating that even those who oppose us are worthy of compassion and kindness. Yet, we also see in this story that God's justice is certain. Those who continually oppose and threaten His people will face consequences. The Syrian army, despite experiencing God's mercy, would face defeat whenever they continued their assaults against Israel. God's justice is not delayed, and He will always uphold His righteousness. So, my friends, take heart and strengthen your faith. Know that God is always with you, ready to protect and guide you. No matter how dire your situation may seem, remember that you are surrounded by His divine power. Show mercy to others, even to those who may seem like enemies, for God's mercy is abundant and transformative. And trust in His justice, knowing that those who oppose His will shall not prevail. Stand firm in your faith, for God is our ever-present help in times of trouble. His power is greater than any force that can come against us. His mercy extends to all, and His justice will surely be done. Open your eyes to see His might and be filled with the courage to face any challenge, knowing that with God on your side, you are never alone and never defeated. Amen.